Hey folks, I'm going to try to show you how to texture paint in under 3 minutes. So here we go. I've got my puppy here. First thing we need to do is UV unwrap it. So I'm going to go with this guy selected. I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to hit A to select everything. And then I'm going to go to UV, Smart UV Project. Put this island margin to about 0.01, hit OK. And that's basically going to flatten it out. It's taking something 3D and flattening it out like a piece of paper so we can paint on it. I need to pull out another window. So over here in the corner, I don't know if you can see that, but that little crosshair is turning into uh, a crosshair. The pointer is turning into a crosshair. I'm pulling out another window and I'm going to need it. So I need to go on this side into my UV editor. See, there's my UVs. And I'm just checking to make sure that worked. Now we go to image editor and we're going to make a new image that we're going to put into the texture here and paint on for the dog. So I need to click the new button. I'm going to call this puppy. And I want the overall color to be like a brown. So I'm going to set the color here, but we're still going to paint on it, but just want the overall color to be kind of consistent. So we'll do that. And hit OK. All right. Now we're going over back to this side. And we want this to be in paint mode instead of view. So paint mode, I'm going to go in object mode here, click on here. Over here, this is the shader menu, and this is everything to do with the texture. The shader is like the overall material of the object in Blender. We are just going to be dealing with the base color. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. You can make it sparkly, metallic, transparent like glass, so many things. We're just going to be dealing with the color today with the painting part. And so what we need to do is get this into here, this image texture over here into here. So I'm going to click on this yellow button. I'm going to hit image texture, and then it's already going to be there in the menu. There's puppy. There we go. Now it's ready to paint on. So I'm going to go into texture paint and all right, let's talk about some of the tools here and the brushes. Right off the bat, I can just show you, voila, you can paint. I don't want to do that, but it's now paintable. Here's my color up here. Smudge brush, this is really useful to soften things up, to smear things, to blur things, to make a pattern with this clone thing. The fill, super useful. We're going to use this to make a gradient. But yeah, we'll start off with just the basic brush here. The menu for that is at the very top here. The most useful options and settings to play with are the one that says stroke method. I really like the one that says airbrush. And you can use jitter. This is really good for creating like a random pattern, like dots or something. And then the fall off is really useful to play with. That can really affect like the shape of your brush and the way that things are coming out. Let's make a gradient. So I want it to be like black at his feet and then go into a brown. So I'm going to go to fill, gradient. We got black on one side. We're going to pick a brown, kind of like a tannish brown kind of a thing. Okay. And then now if I just click and drag, there we go. It's kind of hard to see, but there is my gradient. Okay. And then I want to give him some spots. So I'm going to click the brush here and we're going to go turn this jitter up as high as we can. We'll turn that up to like 7. And we'll see what that's doing for us. Way too big. Turn that down to like 6 or something. Okay, there's some spots. Voila, just like that. There's also a symmetry setting in here if you wanted it to be symmetrical on both sides. And that is basically it. One more really important thing, you need to save your work. So go to image. You need to save this image. If you don't save this image right here, The next time you open up Blender, it won't be there. That painting, what you painted, will not be there. So you need to save it, and we'll save it there. One last thing, really quick. I think I'm going to go over 3 minutes with this one, but you can also plug textures into the brush. And just like in Photoshop or Procreate, like if you've ever used those, you can import brush packs and stuff like that. We can do that here in Blender as well. Really quick, you just make a new brush, and then you would go under Texture Mask, go to New, and then you'd open it up. You need to download it. I have already downloaded some stuff. Um, but if you just Google, if you do Google image search on brush pack, you'll find this. And they're these black and white kind of textured brushes. And you can see it's still like in a dot shape here, but it's giving me that like fur kind of a texture there. And you can get really creative with those, and it makes it way more interesting if you start having textures in the mix. All right, good luck. Can't wait to see what you guys do.